Howdy, and thanks for checking out the channel. Please make sure to like and subscribe. So, like the title says, today we'll be taking a look at a variety of Harbor Freight hand tools and why I think that everyone, including you, should be buying hand tools from Harbor Freight. First up is the Pittsburgh adjustable wrench. This is the 10-inch version. I've also got the 12 and the 8-inch versions. This one does have a caliper on the side to measure fasteners. It's well made, it's sturdy, and it's held up pretty well. Next up is a through ratchet and socket set, and this thing has been invaluable when tightening fasteners onto extra long bolts. The mechanism is super smooth. The sockets fit in there perfectly. I've not had any problems with this set at all so far. So it's a good buy. Next up is just the standard screwdriver. This is actually a flathead and 3/16. And I love this screwdriver set. Soft handles. And I'm not worried if I beat it up and I break it. It's got a lifetime warranty, so nothing to be worried about. The next up is the nut driver. This is a 10 millimeter, I believe, and it comes as a set of 7. And these things I use constantly, almost every single day, and I really do love the grips on these things, and they've held up exceedingly well. The one thing I do wish is that these screwdrivers actually had the grips from the nut drivers, and that's the only gripe that I really have. Next up is just a set of locking flat pliers. And these things I use all the time too, and I've got 2 of this size and 1 of the smaller size, and these are actually the professional grade ones with the rubber grips, which I really like. Next up is just a standard wrench. This is a 19 millimeter, just a standard combination wrench. It's not even the full polish one. I went with these because they were the cheapest. I think they were $20 for like a 14-piece set. And I use them all the time, and they've held up really well. Next up is the ratcheting wrench set. This is a 17 millimeter I've got here, and I believe it's a 7-piece set. And yeah, for right around $20, it's full polish. The mechanism I've had no problems with. I really abuse these things, and they have held up pretty well. Next up is the flex head ratcheting wrench. And this comes as a set of 5. And these things work really well. The joint is super strong. It's held up well. The ratcheting mechanism is tight, and it's held up well. And it's a full polish wrench. A 5-piece flex head set for, I believe it was around $20. Can't beat it. The next thing up is a grooved set of the flex joint. Or slip joint pliers, and I really love these things. I use the crap out of them, mess around with PVC or any sort of fittings. They work really well. They're sturdy. They're strong. Haven't been able to mess them up. The next thing up is just a long set of angled dikes. So I use these things quite a bit, cutting all kinds of stuff. I have damaged them. The tips have come off each of the blades, and on the right-hand side, I've chipped the edge. But they've held up really well considering. Now, this is one of my favorite purchases that I've made hand tool-wise. It's just a 3/8 drive, metric crow's feet wrench set, and I just really enjoy these things. I like using them. They fit in tight spaces, and they're top notch. So this is why I recommend anybody and everybody buy hand tools from Harbor Freight. So that was just kind of an overview of some of the tools or sets that I found really useful from Harbor Freight, and it really does just come down to one thing, and that's cost. Most of these tools or sets are so cheap that using them just makes sense. You can use them, abuse them, break them, and not worry about buying a new set. Not to mention Harbor Freight's warranty is pretty darn good. Thanks for checking out the channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, I'm the Tool Detective. Thanks again.